Have you ever been in a group where one person constantly makes jokes, even during serious conversations? They turn tension into laughter within seconds. And in that same group, there is someone who barely smiles. They stay composed, serious, sometimes even uncomfortable with jokes. Is one of them psychologically healthier? Does joking mean happiness? Does seriousness mean emotional coldness? To answer this, we need to look at personality psychology, defense mechanisms, emotional regulation, and scientific research. Part 1. People who joke frequently. Humor styles and personality. In 2003, Canadian psychologist Rod A. Martin introduced the Humor Styles Questionnaire. He identified 4 types of humor: affiliative humor, used to build connection and reduce social tension; self-enhancing humor, used to cope with stress and maintain optimism; aggressive humor, used to mock or dominate others; self-defeating humor, used to gain approval by putting oneself down. Research showed that affiliative and self-enhancing humor are linked to higher life satisfaction and psychological well-being. Aggressive and self-defeating humor are associated with anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. This means frequent joking can reflect emotional strength, but it can also hide insecurity. Humor as a defense mechanism. In 1905, Sigmund Freud suggested that humor releases repressed psychological tension. According to Freud, jokes allow forbidden thoughts and emotions to surface in socially acceptable ways. Laughter becomes a pressure valve. However, when humor is used constantly, it may function as emotional avoidance. Instead of expressing sadness, fear, or anger, the person converts everything into comedy. They may struggle with vulnerability. Humor and stress regulation. In 1985, Herbert M. Lefcourt found that individuals with adaptive humor styles show lower physiological stress responses. Healthy humor can reduce cortisol and improve resilience, but excessive joking may signal discomfort with emotional intimacy. Sometimes the loudest laughter hides the deepest anxiety. Developmental and social factors. Many frequent jokers learned early in life that humor brings acceptance. In tense households, a child may discover that making others laugh reduces conflict. Over time, humor becomes identity. For extroverted individuals, humor also serves as social energy. It increases attention, connection, and perceived charisma. But when identity depends entirely on being funny, the person may fear being seen without the mask. Part 2. People who dislike humor. The 5-factor model of personality. In 1987, Robert McCrae and Paul Costa expanded the 5-factor model of personality. Individuals lower in extroversion are typically more reserved and internally focused. They may prefer meaningful conversation over playful banter. This is not emotional coldness, it is a different temperament. Serious individuals often value structure, clarity, and depth. Fear of being laughed at. In 1996, Swiss psychologist Willibald Rusch studied gelatophobia, the fear of being laughed at. People who experienced ridicule or humiliation may perceive humor as threatening. For them, laughter equals danger. Even harmless jokes may activate memories of past embarrassment. Their seriousness is a protective shield. Cognitive processing of humor. In 2003, neuroscientific research led by Vinod Goel showed that humor requires complex brain coordination. Understanding a joke involves detecting incongruity, resolving it, and generating emotional response. Some individuals engage analytical processing before emotional response. They evaluate logic before laughing. As a result, they may respond slower or not at all to spontaneous humor. Cultural and value systems. In some cultures and families, seriousness is equated with maturity and respect. Excessive joking may be viewed as immaturity. Therefore, dislike of humor may stem from internalized values, not personality deficits. When these 2 types interact, when a highly humorous person forms a relationship with a serious individual, misunderstandings often occur. The humorous person may feel rejected. The serious person may feel overwhelmed or disrespected. But neither is wrong. One regulates emotion through lightness. The other regulates emotion through structure and control. With awareness, they can complement each other. Humor can soften rigidity. Seriousness can deepen connection. Deep conclusion. Frequent joking can signal resilience, creativity, and emotional flexibility, or it can mask insecurity and avoidance. Seriousness can signal depth, focus, and stability, or it can reflect past emotional wounds. The key is not how often someone jokes. The key is why. Are they connecting or hiding? Are they grounded or guarded? Which pattern do you recognize in yourself? Reflect honestly. If this insight helped you understand personality differences more deeply, share your thoughts and stay connected for more psychology-based content.